Today, it was announced via news sources all over the place and just throughout the internet that starting on December 19th, which is today is the 2nd, 17 days, it will be a requirement for women living in the state of Texas who want to have an abortion to bury or cremate the fetus. Um, I read this and it seemed to be the work of fiction. And that's mainly due to my belief that, I'm pro choice and I have my kind of pro life tendencies where if it were, in my life, I'd rather it not happen or for the uh, developing child to live. But it never seemed to me that we would get to a stage where this would happen or this would be the ruling because we have so many pro-choice activists that you would think they're all over the place. I know it's somewhere like Texas where it's conservative, so you're probably going to get more support the other way around. But regardless, it still surprises me. Um, and I have mixed feelings about it. And on the one hand, this really should not be a big deal because it's not as if they're saying, "Oh, you can't have one anymore. You must have the child. You must have them. You must." Which they're not advocating in the slightest. But there's a sense of I think uh, acknowledgement that I guess a woman, and this is what I think they're trying to do, make you acknowledge as a woman the fetus, even if it isn't born, by burying it or cremating it. It's similar. Again, it's the whole pro-life thing of it was a person before it actually was born, and you know that's really I think regardless of where one stands on this issue, a very powerful message to send because you have a lot of times, and I've seen this just over here in the wonderful liberal state of California, these women who will describe in detail and just with no concern of what anyone thinks their different times they have decided not to keep the child, and it gets so irritating hearing it over and over again, spoken of so casually. I mean, you know, people. I've been were told me beforehand that it was not something they were proud to do. It's not something anyone gets happy about doing, but it's just I've seen people who have gone and talked about getting these as if it's just mowing the lawn. And I'm not trying to say, you shouldn't be able to talk about something any way you want, but at least have some humanity. This could have been a person if you chose to let it live. It could have been a productive member of society. Who knows what it could have been? There's so many possibilities, and um, I'm so not trying to be or seem pro-life when I speak the way I do, because I still think there should be a right to it. But I definitely get to a point at different times where it's like, okay, enough is enough. Have some belief in just, I guess, this person being, and I don't necessarily think this was maybe the right way to go. I don't think they're trying to shame you or anything, but I definitely don't feel that, um, you know, their message should really be ignored here. They're trying to convey that it's a person, and I think it's strong, and it can definitely uh, cause people to have less. So thereby, adding or advocating for their case, and with the costs going up, there are going to be less women who can pay for that or can afford it, and it's especially going to get harder the more times you do it, which I've seen happen with women before. It's they do it more than once, and that's why with each time you don't feel a consequence because you've already done it before. So yeah, it's something that I think is very groundbreaking, a powerful message, and it's not the kind of story you hear every day. Talk about making a Friday. This was the topic of today. Just wow. Thank you for watching and have a good night.